Hello everyone and welcome back to another Diecast review. Today we have yet another Kyle Larson race win. This is, I believe, the Texas win? Yes, this is the Texas race win. We've already reviewed the Charlotte win a little bit ago. So this is the 2 out of 2 for the shipment because we got them all at the same time. So I don't know if any more Kyle Larson cars are coming out. I know there's a few that are coming out race win wise, maybe like 1 or 2 more. But apparently we are not getting the Kansas? Was it the Kansas one we're not getting either? But as far as I knew of, it was only Watkins Glen and Sonoma. So I guess we're not getting Kansas either. I'm not really too sure how many we have left in terms of race wins for Larson, but I know we're kind of winding that down pretty good. But nonetheless, we do have the Texas race win here today, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. We got the Texas shaped confetti, so it's going to be pretty cool to look at as well. I honestly wish they would make every single 164 scale race win of the year. I mean, I wish they would do that. It's like, what, 32, 36, somewhere around there, 34. But either way, it would be nice to actually have every single race winner in the 164 scale. Even if, like, some are, like, authentic exclusives, it would be really nice to have those. So I'm glad we're getting a lot of race wins, even though they're pretty much all Kyle Larson. Which, I mean, I understand why. Kyle is a very popular driver, and not only that, he's the champion, or, defending champion, won, like, 10 races, so, I kind of understand. I don't know if we're getting the All-Star race win or not, but I don't think we would be. I might have to check that, but nonetheless, this is just a standard Hendrick Cars paint scheme that we've seen so many times on the channel, and something tells me we're going to have to see a few more as well. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and crack this bad boy open and get a closer look at the Texas race win for Kyle Larson in the 2021 season for the playoffs, actually. So this should be a pretty good diecast. I see some quarter panel damage down here, so hopefully this one is pretty raced up. Here's the diecast out of the box, and if the whole Kansas thing runs true, I'd have to get another Larson car. Actually, I believe if we don't even get the All-Star race win, I'll have to also get another Larson car to make that as well. But I've already got 2 Hendrick Cars paint schemes. Of course, that would be for Sonoma and Watkins Glen. Yeah, it was those 2, right? But either way, I'm pretty sure this car is still hard to find in terms of just the standard paint scheme. So I might have a little bit of trouble nonetheless. But anyway, on to the actual paint scheme here. Of course, it's just your standard HendrickCars.com paint scheme that he ran pretty much all year. I can only recall about, 5, maybe 6 races that he ran that had different schemes. I know there was the Tarleton and Son that he ran differently. The Coke 600 paint scheme was different. He ran the Valvoline scheme at Nashville and Bristol. So there's 4 different races there, but I mean, I'm sure there's a couple other ones that I'm missing. But nonetheless, most of the season he ran this paint scheme. So he won a lot of races and won the championship in it. So, I mean, he's got a lot of wins under his belt just in this paint scheme here. And I believe he won a race this year that was under, again, the same paint scheme, just of course the Gen 7 version. So that race win should be coming out here later on down the road, just whenever they kind of get to that. So anyway, on the hood here, we got Hendrick Cars. It does look to be a little low. I don't know how accurate that is, but nonetheless, we do have some confetti there as well. Of course, you can see got the Texas-shaped confetti. I've always loved that. Of course, it's red, white, and blue as well. Got the Larson playoff banner there. On the roof, we got a little hatch right there, of course, in case something happened to the driver where he could not get out from the driver's side window. He could pop through the roof and then be able to escape there, because Texas is a little bit of a bigger track, so there's a little bit more high speeds. Say something like Bristol, they wouldn't have that at Bristol because it's hard to flip at Bristol, and not only that, if they were pinched, I mean, the walls, like the inside walls are low enough, and nonetheless, it's not needed really, but like plate tracks and kind of the bigger tracks, like the, I don't know, some of the, like the more middle to bigger tracks, they have some of these hatches here that way, just in case. It's more of a safety thing. But got some more confetti there. Got it on the roof rail, on the 5. You can barely see, but there's a little white one there, the red one, a couple blue ones scattered in there. Got hiring technicians behind the number 5. Got Larson right here on the rear name banner back here. Nation's Guard on the deck lid with just a wee bit more confetti back here. Of course, we got the yellow playoff banner, and it does have right there, rivets on both sides actually, which is weird because normally it's just on the back. HendrickCars.com right there on the back bumper, of course, with the Valvoline and the number 5 Camaro ZL1 1LE. Got the taillights back here as well. Got hiring technicians, got some more pop rivets, Hendrick Cars right there. Got some more confetti. If we can focus, you might be able to see it. There we go. Valvoline. The winter stickers are up on the name rail, or not the name rail, but the roof rail pretty good. And it looks like they're kind of creased in the center there. So it looks like this would be his 8th win of the season, right? 3, 6, yeah, 7. So there's 7 on here, meaning this would be his 8th win. So that's a little interesting there. Salto, Cronus, Freightliner, Mac Tool, Simon, Cincinnati there. Got a little bit of a little scratch on the Cincinnati there. Gives a little bit of a paint chip. I got Kyle Larson there on the name rail. Of course, you got the exhaust panel down here. Got the pop rivets. Got some more confetti. The number 5 wins record, round of 8, which is super screwy. So, you know, that's good to see. Metro Tech, Tarleton. Let's see, NASCAR Series playoffs, or NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. Goodyear. Of course, you got the tires there. A little bit of build up right here. Got Sunoco on the front. You can see you got that big opening for the grill as well. And the headlight right here is just a little wonky, so you know that's always fantastic. Got some more race damage down there, or some more race buildup, I guess. Round of 8 there again. More pop rivets, and here is kind of the better side. This looks like this would be a shredded up tire on the 124. Ooh, I don't know what's going on there with that kind of like shading, but that's weird. Anyway, you can see you got a lot of like rubber built up around that rear wheel well there. Of course, you know, for a shredded tire, that rubber is just going to start flying everywhere, so that's where all these marks are coming from around the wheel well. It would be nice if we could get some tire detail too, but something tells me, I mean, obviously that would not ever happen for the 164s, which is quite unfortunate. That's why I like collecting the 124s, because they have a lot more detail to them. But you can see there's a little bit of a blacked out quarter panel that should be all shrunk up. You can see where the hiring technicians kind of like curves upwards. That's where it smacked the panel and kind of moved it a little bit. But not only that, there's a little bit of a little weird paint error right there on the shark fin and the spoiler back here. Just a little, you know, just a little thing to point out. But nonetheless, I mean, the quality on this thing isn't terrible. I mean, it is, you know, there's a few things on there that I would wish to be more straight or more accurate. But I mean, overall, we didn't really have that much of a bad car for Lionel. We actually had a decent, you know, a decent build. There wasn't a lot of decals that are all screwed up. There wasn't a lot of paint chips, decal ripples. You know, there wasn't a lot. So I got to give Lionel a little bit of credit because they did do a decent job on this. Of course, it varies throughout the production line, but nonetheless, this is still a pretty cool race car, even though we've seen it in Victory Lane how many times last year? I mean, it was quite a lot. In fact, I believe 3 out of 10 race wins was this paint scheme. I'm pretty sure because, again, Nashville and Bristol had the same Valvoline scheme that he won in, and then there was the Coke 600 that he won in as well. As far as I can remember, those were the only 3 that were different from the Hendrick car schemes that he won in. And maybe there's 1 or 2 in there that I kind of missed, but either way, we've seen this in Victory Lane quite a lot. And again, whenever we get all the Kyle Larson race wins for 2021, I will see which ones that they did not make, and then I'll make them myself. That way I can kind of complete the collection, and then have a pretty good little post about, you know, all the race wins. I might do like a collection, like, we have a lot of race wins here, so I might pull a race craze, like, you know, top 10 Kyle Larson race win diecast of 2021, you know, something like that. I never ever do things like that, so that might be a little fun thing to do. Now, normally, we don't get that opportunity because with one driver, normally doesn't win, you know, freaking 35 races out of the entire year, you know, like Kyle Larson has pretty much. So, yeah, we might do a little bit of a video like that. That sounds like a pretty fun idea. But nonetheless, even if you are not a Larson fan, I would highly recommend picking up every single race win, because normally when a primary paint scheme or a race win that was produced was made from a championship season, normally they get really rare. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because he's the champion of that year, but I've seen it happen with Logano, Truex, Kyle Busch. I could not find the standard paint scheme for that year or surrounding years because of that paint scheme being a championship winning car. I may not worry about the championship win itself as much because those would probably be overproduced till the cows come home. But nonetheless, I mean, still, some of these race wins are going to get pretty rare. So that might be a little heads up from a you know, collector that's kind of been doing this for, you know, just a few years. I wouldn't say too long, but it's been since like, what, 2017, early 2017, or no, late 2016, no. About early 2017 is when I really started collecting these things. So I've got a few years under my belt, so, you know, I've learned a little bit. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of these cars are going to go pretty much extinct, if you want to call it that. But either way, that'll be all for this diecast review. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.
Everything that I ever worked for, I'ma keep on pushing till